Poor the deputy got his little feelings hurt because he executed a search warrant at Afroman's house. Oh, can you see with all those tears in your eyes? Give me a fucking break. It seems funny enough, but they put him kind of through hell. Not only just violating him through this bullshit warrant, but also taking him through. I mean, this is years in the making, this lawsuit. Oh, and full disclosure, I represented Afroman when this case first started. And then he needed kind of a more local counsel, so he hired Mr. Osborne, David Osborne. That was a trial lawyer in this case. And it'd be fun to talk to them about the case, and we've got a feeler out there.
Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. And what he do? And it's gonna react to all the self-snitching.
Hi, this is Bruce Rivers. Welcome to another fun-filled episode of Criminal Lawyer Reacts. I'm Bruce Rivers, your board-certified criminal defense lawyer, coming to you with my pearl handle pistol cufflink so graciously gifted to me by our former content genius, Michael Rivers. God rest his soul. Today we are reacting to Afroman, Mr. Joseph Foreman. If you remember, a while back, he put out a song called Lemon Pound Cake. We did a reaction to that, and he and I shared the revenue on that, and it was a pretty decent video. So go back, and you want to see what this was all about, start with that video and then come back and watch this. I'll give you a second. Did you do that? Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. I don't know. But before we get to Afroman and his recent lawsuit against him by the Adams County Sheriff's Department and the, dare I say, wimpies, pussies, whatever you want to call them, these cops who just, had to sue Afroman. They just had a trial on his case. So before we get to that, this is brought to you by AskALawyer.com. If you go to AskALawyer.com, they'll charge you $49, and that's for you to get legal advice whenever you want it. $49 a month is a pretty decent deal, but it's not AI. These are living, breathing lawyers. And when you get advice from a lawyer, a living, breathing human being, there's a check and balance. They know what's bullshit and what's not bullshit, right? AI is not where you want to go. Don't get your answers from AI. I had a case with a prosecutor not long ago, and she told me a criminal defense lawyer used AI to write a brief for him. The cases didn't even exist. You need a human being to talk to. And, they're not going to represent you in court for $49. Who would, right? But they can tell you what's fact, what's fiction. They can get you on your way. If you're doing your own legal research, they do have an AI component that's trained on all the laws of the 50 states. So it's actually a very reliable thing to use because you're going to get a living, breathing human being. And right now we're in the infant stages of ChatGPT and stuff. And, I had a client that wrote me a brief. I wrote our brief and we used ChatGPT, and it's like, okay, no. And I crumpled it up and threw it away because it was all BS. It looks good on paper, but you scratch the surface a little bit. You need a human being behind everything, honestly. So go to AskALawyer.com, same people that brought you eForm and eSign, and they'll get you where you need to go. So AskALawyer.com. Okay, Afroman, if you know, remember that song? I was going to go to school till I got high.
Because I got high, because I got high, because I got high.
And here's what happened. When it was the date of this? The 21st of August, 2022, that's 4 years ago, 3.5 years ago, the Adams County Sheriff's Department obtained a search warrant to search his premises. And this is all, I have the search warrant in my greasy little finger knuckles here. You are hereby commanded to search by many means necessary, the above referenced property, daytime or nighttime, within 3 days of the issuance of the order. Let me tell you what these allegations are and how this whole thing started. Listen to this. And they searched his place, and they got $4,390 in cash located in the front pocket, $641 in cash, 2 sets of digital scales, and some marijuana. Not much. And he never got charged with a thing, right? He had a personal assistant. Anytime you have somebody in your life like this that has access to everything, you want to be a little suspect, I think, because they might have an axe to grind. So your affiant states that on August 21st, during a conversation with confidential informant number 1, stated that she has known Joseph Foreman, a.k.a. Afroman, a.k.a. Fro, for approximately 10 years, where she originally started working as Joseph Foreman's personal assistant. She continued to state they tell you it's a she, and it isn't hard for him to figure out who she is, right? Confidential informant number 1 continued to state she routinely traveled to the United States with Afroman to concerts and marijuana dispensaries where they would obtain large amounts of marijuana to be transported back to Adams County, Ohio. She further stated that she and Afroman have been intimate for approximately 8 years, where she, being a confidential informant number 1, it's funny how they say in the beginning of this, she, and then they try to protect her and later on say he, she. I mean, you think there's any question as to who this person is? I know he knows who it is. So further stated that Afroman had been intimate for approximately 8 years. She visited the farmhouse residence located blah, 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 stated that during the last 8 years, she has consistently observed large amounts of money and marijuana at Afroman's residence. She informed that she later said that Afroman has a basement referred to as a dungeon in which he, being Afroman, keeps women locked in, force them to urinate and defecate into a bucket as punishment for upsetting or disobeying him. What does that sound like? I mean, just think about that. You ever read that anyplace else, almost word for word? Remember R. Kelly? I'm telling you, I've talked to this man many times. He ain't got this in him. That is right out of R. Kelly's lawsuit, right? And out of his criminal charges. I find further states that confidential informant 1 indicated that Afroman utilized armed security at all times, stating that he has some old rapper from LA doing it. Who cares? And there's a guard shack on the west side of the residence. So what? That's not a crime. Basically, there's nothing to corroborate any of the stuff that she says. Find further states that confidential informant number 1 indicated that Afroman has a large metal building behind the residence where he stores cars. Confidential informant number 1 says that her husband had built a fitness room of the building, which has a false wall. Confidential informant number 1 stated that Afroman uses the false wall room to store marijuana and money. And she also stated that she has not been to the residence for at least a month. Okay, what are the context of the person? You haven't been there in a month, right? So you don't know anybody's right there. So number 1, there's lack of temporal context, right? There's no immediacy to this. And what were the circumstances of your departure from Mr. Foreman, Mr. Afroman? Well, why did you guys break up? Don't you think that's important? Based on that search warrant, which I think is BS, Afroman then, had his place searched. And I think his wife was there, if I'm not mistaken, and his 14-year-old daughter. They searched, and they really didn't find a whole lot. They found some cash and a little bit of weed, but that's it. They didn't find any women who were in the basement being held. And so then what does he do? He feels violated, right? So what is somebody who's got the power of gift of gab and has a format to, well, he created a song. So go back and watch Lemon Pound Cake. That's his song. So go to his YouTube and give him some love there. Watch that. And then watch my reaction to it. It's pretty crazy. And so because he made fun of these cops, they sued him. And so he filed some counterclaims against them. Those got dismissed before the lawsuit started, before the trial started. So let's just look at the CBS News coverage. The Grammy he's Grammy nominated. I think I did know that, actually. He won the defamation lawsuit filed by 7 Ohio County deputies who sued him over music videos in which he used home security footage to mock their raid of his home. But here it seems funny enough, but they put him kind of through hell. Not only just violating him through this bullshit warrant, but also taking him through. This is years in the making, this lawsuit. It's not only for artists, it's for Americans, the 51-year-old rapper born Joseph Foreman told CBS after winning the case. We have freedom of speech. They did me wrong and sued me because I was talking about it. It's for the people, by the people, he said. And so when the people can't use their freedom of speech, bring up the problem, address the problem, take care of the problem, then the problem never gets solved. I agree with him. The case tested the limits of parody and the license artists can take in their social commentary directed at the figures. The deputies were seeking $4 million in damages. $4 million in damages. Poor the deputy got his little feelings hurt because he executed a search warrant at Afroman's house. Oh, can you see with all those tears in your eyes? Give me a fucking break. Adams County deputies were then publicly harassed over the viral videos, which were viewed more than 3 million times on YouTube. The video shows rifle-wielding deputies busting down Afroman's door, searching his shoes and suit pockets, and hungrily eyeing a cake on the kitchen table. That's that lemon pound cake. Baby. Inspiring the one of the songs titled Lemon Pound Cake.
Lemon pound cake. He wanna put down his Glock. Lemon pound cake. Trending on TikTok. Lemon pound cake.
In other music videos, Afroman took aim at the deputies' personal lives and called them crooked cops because of the $400 that went missing. I think he got all his money back. Police officers shouldn't be stealing civilians' money. The whole thing is an outrage. In court, wearing a red, white, and blue flag suit, of course he would, he defended his work on the First Amendment grounds and said he issued the diss tracks to cover damages from the raid, including broken a gate at the front door. In all circumstances, the jury is found in favor of the defendant. No plaintiff verdict prevailed. Afroman cried after the verdict was announced. We did it, America. Yeah, we did it. Freedom of speech. Right on. Right on. He shouted outside the courthouse after the Wednesday verdict. Good for him. In his testimony, he said that he had the right to tell his friends and fans what police had done, which he does. He said that the raid traumatized his children, then 10 and 12. Afroman was not at home during the search warrant, but his wife was, and recorded parts of the search on her phone. So videos posted by Afroman on social media showed police breaking down his door. Oh, they disconnected his cameras during this raid too. The whole raid was a mistake. All this was their fault. If they hadn't wrongfully raided my house, they would have no lawsuit. I would not know their names. They wouldn't be on my home surveillance system, and there would be no songs, no nothing. Let's see, the lyrics of "Will you help me repair my door?" I think we did a reaction to that too, if I'm not mistaken. Address the police directly. Did you find what you were looking for? Would you like a slice of lemon pound cake? You can take as much as you want to take, but there must be a big mistake. Unbelievable, honestly. I hate it when this happens. So the warrant, as I just kind of read, said narcotics and kidnapping. Are you kidding me? I make my money rapping. You crooked cops need to stop it. There are no kidnapping victims in my suit pocket. So let's kind of look at some of the videos from the trial. Let's just start with Afroman's testimony.
Yeah, my whole thing is they never should have raided me in the first place.
That's your whole thing.
That's my whole thing.
That's the point,
That's my whole
isn't
thing.
it?
If they never would have showed up, there would be no songs about them. I wouldn't know who they are. Their faces would not be on my video cameras. None of this, we wouldn't be in this room right now if they hadn't have raided my house and didn't press no charges, didn't even know what they was doing. This whole thing is their fault, and they're suing me for their mistake.
And so you don't really care if they stole your money or not. You're just mad
I
about
do
what
care
they
about
did.
if they stole one.
But
Police officers shouldn't be stealing the civilians' money. So I do care. All of it is an outrage. This whole thing is an outrage.
You have no evidence that they took your money except for the amount on the bag isn't the same as the amount.
How about the lady admitting that she took?
Could you answer my?
She admitted that she took my money on live Fox 19 News. Go argue with the film clip.
Yeah.
Go argue with her admitting that she took my money.
Nobody admitted that they took your money.
Well, whatever.
That's argumentative.
Go look at her admitting that the bag is short because it stayed open all weekend long or 2 weeks.
So let me just tell you something about him. He's a tough guy to cross-examine. I mean, he is in a righteous position here because there were no criminal charges filed. And so why are you taking my money?
After Brian and Officer Cooley just left it and just mishandled it and didn't do it right.
Just so we're honest with the jury here, Mr. Foreman, nobody admitted that they took your money, did they?
You don't ask him that because you don't know what he's going to say. In fact, I know what he's going to say.
Admitted it was short.
Yes. Nobody admitted that they took your money. Correct?
It was short. She admitted, she said that it was short.
And what does that mean? That means it's missing.
And usually it's $10, $5, $2 missing. How does $400 even come up missing?
Hey, look at him in that fucking suit. That's just precious. I think that's just awesome. So one of the things that these cops have to do is they have to show damages. All right, so here, this is Officer Randy Walters testifies about what's the impact of Afroman. Oh, were you hurt? What, officer? Did you hurt yourself? Oh, shucks and golly. My wife doesn't want to fuck me no more.
I pay taxes, I work daily, I get paid by Beto Bailey, Randy Walters, private Pyle. I used to fight, doggy style.
Could you see anywhere on there the date on this video?
It says 3 years ago, 727K on the views.
Now, we have 3 other exhibits that show the same.
I think one of the things he's claiming he's lost some intimacy with his wife, right? Well, I'm not saying he's not handsome, but
clip on different platforms and dates. Is that
I pay taxes, I work daily, I get paid by Beto Bailey, Randy Walters, private Pyle. I used to fight, doggy style.
all right? Now,
doggy style, Randy Walters, doggy style. My wife, after seeing that, will not let me do her from behind anymore because the dog video is just too much for her. Give me a break.
that one was posted. Can we see that?
It says down below it, October 24th, 2022.
So the search warrant was executed in August 2022. This is October 2022. So Afroman didn't waste any time getting busy.
I work daily, I get paid by Beto Bailey, Randy Walters, private Pyle. I used to fight, doggy style.
Is this the same video right here? It's still up because it's Instagram.
Yes, same one that's still up.
Instagram.
Yes. And can we?
Well, of course he's going to put it on whatever platform he can. Why wouldn't he? So he's got a picture of the cop with a fucking donut in his mouth. I love that. I just love that. You know, I mean, here's the thing. The cops were not public figures, right? But they're still free to be made fun of.
All right.
I believe it's Facebook, August 26, 2023.
Thank you. All right. Did you become aware of these posts, Mr.?
So the question is, how has the publication of these affected you, poor officer? Are you okay? Would you like a hanky? Give me a fucking break.
Walters at or about the time they were posted?
Yes.
How did you become aware of them?
Of my personal post, I found out from my children.
Here's the problem, is they don't have any damages. You know, I mean, they and this is protected speech. You just have a problem with your lawsuit. I'm quite shocked that the judge allowed this to go to the jury, to be honest with you.
When my daughter came home and advised me that she was getting messed with at school because apparently her mom is having sex with Afroman, and since she's biracial, that must be her daddy. Along with being
Well, then give me some free weed, bitch.
a thief.
And how did that affect you?
It's horrible.
Horrible.
It's hard when your job that you're doing affects your family, which affects you. When you have a kid come home crying that's already been through a life, and now they're getting hazed and harassed because somebody thinks it's funny.
It is funny. Okay, I'm just going to say it's funny right now. And, you know, welcome to high school. People get fucked with in high school. I got bullied in high school. Everybody gets fucked with in high school. Even the most popular kids get fucked with at some point in high school. Welcome to high school.
Somebody knows it's not true. Been with my wife for 28 years.
Well, I don't think he says in the video that his daughter is his. He never said he fucked his wife. Maybe he'd like to. Doggy style.
She didn't have an affair with Mr. Foreman. She didn't make my daughter with Mr. Foreman. But now my family has to be harmed because of straight up 100% lies. Where in the world is it okay to make something up for fun that's damaging to others when you know for sure it's an absolute lie? That's a problem.
So on that note, even if he did say something like that, he has to really kind of hold it out as true. I mean, it can't be that he's saying something and wanting everybody to believe it to be true. If you say something that you know patently is going to be false and is said in a comedic way, it's protected speech.
It created a situation that was uncalled for, that was unsafe and unhealthy for the officers involved. The respect for my family, including my law enforcement family, wasn't nothing like the respect I gave to his children the night of the raid.
Did you hear that? The respect he gave to his children on a raid. Yeah, you had your guns out, buddy. Yeah, I mean, and that's how you execute a felony raid, of course. But, give me a break.
I stopped what I was doing when his wife, who I know and have been friendly with for years as far as being associates, said, hey, they were next door. Somebody pulled in and they're scared. I stopped what I did, what I was doing, and went and checked on his kids to make sure they were safe, because that's a priority to me.
But you want $4 million.
But the same respect that was given to his family had no regard to mine.
I don't know why his Afroman's lawyer doesn't object to this, because this is just a speech that he's giving.
Or me. And that affects me. Because to see my family in distress because of my job is distressful to me. To have the public send you death threats over lies is distressing. And it was easy. Stop. Stop with the lies. But that wasn't enough. It's happening today. My kids came home yesterday because of new posts, same thing.
So the reason why you say his attorney should have objected is because you asked a question. What color was the car? Well, it was a Lincoln Continental. It was a 1961. It was going super fast. Wait a second. None of the things you just said bears anything on the color of the vehicle. You know, and so when you go astray from what the question was, I don't remember what the question was. If it's how do you affect you, then you can give kind of an open-ended, long answer. But at some point, it becomes narrative, and then it becomes a speech. You can't do that. So you say, the objection would be, objection, Your Honor, narrative. And the judge says either, well, he's almost there, I'll let him finish his answer. Or, you're right, ask another question. All right, so let's Deputy Walters. Let's go to Officer Cooley. This is the guy that walked by the pound cake. And tell me, I think in the video, you can't quite see it, but I'm thinking that he licked his lips as he went by the pound cake. I'm not entirely sure.
Sean, you were called Officer Pound Cake by Mr. Foreman?
Multiple times.
You
We
were
received hundreds of pound cakes at work from different people.
You will call Officer Pound Cake? Are you okay, officer? When you call Officer Pound Cake, did you get a tear in your eye? Give me a fucking break.
And the context of that name comes from a music video that Mr. Foreman created, correct?
I don't know where he got it at, but you'd have to ask him.
Okay, you don't know where he got it at, so then how can you relate it to anything he did?
I'm going to play what's marked Defense Exhibit B. I'd like you to watch this.
Okay.
The Adams County Sheriff kicked down my door. Then I heard the glass break. They found no kidnapping victims, just a living pound cake.
I like it.
Mama's living pound cake. It tastes so nice. It made the sheriff wanna put down his gun and cut him a
Slice. You gotta love this. I mean, that's fucking funny. I don't care who you are. Made him want to put his gun down and cut himself a slice.
Living pound cake. He wanna put down his life. Living pound cake. Trending on TikTok. Living pound cake. He's a family guy. Living pound cake. Munchies because he got high.
he's got munchies because he got high. You gotta love that.
Pound cake. Pound cake. He's a Adams County sheriff. He's hungry and he's big as hell.
I love that this is part of the trial. And then this is like national now. So I guarantee he's gotten a ton of views off of this.
He was sniffing for weed. Then he smelled another smell. What was that? Mama's living.
You like the little bubble? What was that? Oh, fuck. This has just got to be torture for this cop to sit there and listen to this song in open court right in front of these jurors. And the jurors are probably smiling and laughing. This is fucking harmless.
He's a family guy. Living pound cake. Munchies because he got high. Living pound cake. Pound cake. He sees my cake and my porno man call boom boom. Something happened to his camera on the way to the evidence room. Mama's living pound cake. It tastes so nice.
Made him want to put down his gun and cut himself a slice. So I originally represented him when he first got served with this lawsuit. He wound up switching lawyers for whatever reason. And I mean, there was no beef between us or anything like that. I think he just needed more local counsel, which makes sense. I'm in Minnesota, he's in Ohio. But this is like drooling. I'm just like, I wish I would have been there for this, just for this.
He's a family guy. Living pound cake. Munchies because he got high. Living pound cake. Pound cake. Living pound cake. He wanna put down his lie. Living pound cake. Trending on TikTok.
Officer Pound Cake. I mean, he just got so much mileage out of this.
Living pound cake. He's a family guy. Living pound cake. Munchies because he got high. Living pound cake. Pound cake.
And then he's got look at the exhibit shows exactly where you can see that video. So it's hey, you can find it on Instagram. Here it is. What great advertising for that.
So you've seen Exhibit D, correct?
I know you've seen it for like the millionth time, right?
You would admit that's you with the glasses walking by a lemon pound cake on the counter?
Yes,
And that is security footage from the search of Mr. Foreman's residence?
I assume, yes.
So what he's gathering here is information to the jury to show that he's not lying. You know, the only thing I suppose you could say is that he got the munchies because he got high, that was a lie. But the fact that he's Officer Pound Cake is not really in dispute here.
But there's no question that's you during the search.
Yes.
There is question or there's
No, that was me, yes, absolutely.
That was masterful, to be honest with you, because get in, get out. You don't need to really rub his nose in it. But he just wants to make sure that was, oh my God, that has to be fucking torture for him to sit there and watch that. All right, so let's see. She's been dead for years. Son of a bitch is an opinion exchange.
I'd say that would be an opinion.
Okay. Because there's no way we can prove whether you're a son of a bitch or not.
Nah, she's been dead for years.
I'm sorry. I am sorry about your mother on that.
Oh, I get it. There's no way we can tell whether your mom's a bitch, basically. You're a son of a bitch. You know, I've never taken the term son of a bitch to mean, to relate it back to a woman. If you're a son of a bitch, then you're kind of just an asshole, right? And he reverts us back to his dead mother.
But you would agree, though, that when someone calls someone a son of a bitch, it's not necessarily a statement of fact. It's more a statement of opinion or a description of a person.
Sure.
Okay.
See, again, talking about the truth of what's being said.
Same thing with being called, I think it's Gomer Pyle.
Yes.
Okay. No one would think you're Gomer Pyle from the movie?
Obviously, that's a character in a movie.
Yeah. But you're not that person.
No.
This may sound stupid, but you've been a law enforcement officer for a long time, correct?
Yes.
You've been called many derogatory names, correct?
Over the years, yes.
You've been called a son of a bitch before, correct?
Not published, but yes.
Hey, it's not illegal to publish your opinion. Just saying what your opinion is. We have freedom of speech.
You've been called other things even worse, correct?
I'm sure over the years I've been called many things.
It would be fair to say that during those years, people probably said bad things about you and your family also.
Cops get called every name in the book. Fuck you, asshole. Fuck you and your mother. They say all kinds of stuff to cops, and they have to put up with a lot of shit. Their skin has to be thick, and this is kind of what he's getting at.
I honestly can't remember bad things being said to my family, but I can remember bad things being done to them.
Do you believe everything you read on the internet?
No.
Do you believe everything you read in the newspaper?
No.
You probably tell your kids, don't believe everything you hear, right?
Especially now.
Especially now, because, this Afroman stuff is just so painful. I mean, he said I had the munchies because I was high. I mean, he talked about lemon pound cake with my colleague. Well, where does it end? No, the defense in this case didn't call him any witnesses. They called Afroman. And guess who else they called? They called the ex-wife of one of the fucking deputies. Masterful. Oh, this is hilarious. So let's check this out.
Mr. Foreman's song Lemon Pound Cake, did they take that as a literal fact from your observations?
No.
Were they laughing and joking about it?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Are you familiar with the song WAP?
You know what WAP is, right? Wet ass pussy.
I think I've heard
I'm sorry,
it.
no, strike that. I'm going to give you the complete song
Okay.
and then summarize it because I only want to say it once. Are you familiar with the song Wet Ass Pussy?
Yes,
Is that a rap song?
it is.
Has your students played it in class?
Once, and I asked them to please turn it off.
When they were listening to it, did they think that was fact?
No,
So they didn't think that that was depicting anything in real life?
no.
So you didn't have to teach them that wasn't real?
Right. No, I did not.
I don't know. I mean, sometimes you can get a real wet ass pussy.
You've heard the song, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Do you believe it's a literal interpretation?
No.
You see the theme here? This is really good because the whole theme is that he's expressing his opinion through a medium, online, and nothing can really be said as being factual. You know what I mean? I mean, the videos that are directly from, his cameras showing them searching the place, that's factual, but there's nothing distorted about that. But calling him Officer Pound Cake, it's just making fun of him.
Would you agree it's derogatory towards women?
No.
Even though it says nasty things about them?
Yeah. No. I mean, it's the artist's opinion. I guess that's the way I feel.
Maybe not an opinion you like, but
Yeah.
So, Ms. Grooms, has Mr. Foreman's posts about Sean or any of the general posts about the Adams County Sheriff's Department as a whole affected your life any at all?
No.
Okay, that's the mother of his children. Well, he came home and they told me that other students said that I was having sex with Afroman. Oh, it's just so horrible. The calamity of it all. Give me a fucking break. And then they put, okay, that parent says one thing, this parent says the other thing.
Do you believe it would have affected your life while you were married to Sean?
If it had any effect, I guess that would be the time it would have an effect.
But as his spouse, you would have expected it.
Yes.
Okay. And I don't want you to go into too many details, but is it fair to say that Mr. Foreman, the posts about the police department and everything had not a damn thing to do with your relationship between you and Sean and why it came to an end?
No, it did not.
This is just beautiful. I mean, this guy, you can listen to his voice. He's not trying to be out there. He's just matter of fact, and he's done a really good job.
So the posts never affected your life, never affected your marriage?
No.
And these are the children that she's the mother of. The same child or children that he says they came home and just had this impact. And the mother of the child says, no, it's nothing.
Okay. So any statement to the contrary would be false?
Yes.
Okay. She just called her ex-husband a liar. Oh, I love it.
Thank you very much. No further questions at this time, Your Honor.
The song that Mr. Osborne asked you about, does that song refer to a specific identifiable person?
I don't think so.
That was just masterful. Let's look at the end of Afroman's cross-examination.
Is there anything that could change your mind about what you're doing to these deputies?
Is there anything that can change my mind about the fact that they shouldn't have been at my house in the first place? Is there anything that can change my mind about how...
Now, that would be, let's see, that's an argumentative question. It implies a fact that's not really a fact. It's a fact that hasn't been proven. So let me ask you a question. When did you stop beating your wife? I mean, how do you answer that? I mean, I never beat my wife? Now you just said the words, I beat my wife. Remember my cousin Vinny when he says, when did you shoot the clerk? He says, I shot the clerk. I shot the, any question mark after both of them? And then when asked on the stand, what did he say? Well, he said, I shot the clerk. But that's not how he said it. So that's an objectionable question that he just asked.
Can change my mind about how my money shouldn't have been touched in the first place? No.
This is when you have somebody that is an articulate wordsmith. I mean, that's really what he is. I mean, that's what rappers are. Rappers are, if they're anything, they're wordsmiths. I mean, listen to Eminem or some of these other rappers, how they just go and they can rhyme but they put everything in context. I mean, it's a talent, and Afroman's no different.
That's all the questions I have. Thank you.
You're welcome.
He was pissed off. I mean, how did that move his ball down the field? All right, now this is the reading of the verdict. Now it's a civil case. You actually don't have to be there for the reading of the verdict. I was there. I was the only one. We had a decent-sized team for a civil case, and I was there. And we were asked for between 30 and 50 million. And I'm sitting there. You can see my leg go under the table like this. You know, when the jury comes back. So let's listen into the reading of the verdict. Now, mind you, this is 4 years in the making, or 3.5 years in the making. He's got his sunglasses on in court. I don't know about that.
In all circumstances, the jury finds in favor of the defendant. No plaintiff verdict prevailed. So the matter will be concluded with defense verdicts. And we'll go ahead and stand in adjournment.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's what we're waiting for. Literally, that's what we're waiting for. I was like,
Well done. Really well done. All right. So Afroman, after 3.5 years, is victorious in court. His claims got dismissed, but better off, these deputies' claims got dismissed. Now, here's what I would worry about if I were Afroman, or if I was any man that just got, in a small town with cops who know who the fuck you are, and you know damn well they're going to do anything and everything to fuck with you as time goes forward, right? So when you're riding around, you don't ride around dirty. I wouldn't have any cash on you whatsoever. Have your credit card and no cash and no weed, because they are going to be, they would love to go after you. I think the most masterful thing that he did here was call that ex-wife. Oh, my children are so horribly affected by this because they were death threats. And the wife says, no, they weren't. And here's the thing, in a civil case, you only have to prove slightly more true than not true. So it's just, it's not like a criminal case where it's beyond a reasonable doubt. That's the highest burden. This is just slightly more true than not true. And fuck, good for them. And these cops, they just seem like a bunch of wussies, don't they? A bunch of whining babies who can't take the fact that, number one, he didn't get charged with anything. Number two, they got publicly humiliated, and this affidavit, who signed this is just so flimsy. I just can't even believe they were allowed to search his house. So that's our little reaction to Afroman and his victorious Mr. Foreman. My hat goes off to you, and Mr. Osborne. Excellent work. That's how you try a case. Slow, methodical, not fire and brimstone and blah, blah, blah. And, just you let the facts come out, naturally. Sometimes you go after people, but you didn't need to in this case. And you heard the tone of Afroman's lawyer, Mr. Dave Osborne. Did a fantastic job. So my hat goes off to both of you. Wish you well. We'll see you next time here in Criminal Lawyer Reacts. Make sure you hit that little notification button. That's the biggest thing. So because some people are saying they're not getting notified about our videos. Oh, pshaw. And so make sure you follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, sign up for Patreon, go to CLR Bruce Rivers for all your merch, and we'll see you next time here on Criminal Lawyer Reacts.
Bruce Rivers just broke down your case. He know all the charges that you about to face. You ain't coming home till 2058. That self-snitching gon' get you put away. Bruce Rivers just broke down your case. He know all the charges that you about to face. You ain't coming home till 2058. That self-snitching gon' get you put away. 23-hour lockdown, please, is that my God.